Hello everybody, welcome this evening to our 15 minutes English. What we are going to learn tonight is how to describe a painting. Of course, some directions could be useful also to describe photos, or just simply pictures. But probably in your final exam, one of the materials you'll be asked to comment is going to be a painting. So I decided to start with the Menin Road by Paul Nash, a work made in 1919. Now this painting is in the Imperial War Museum in London. It is a very big painting. It is an oil on canvas. So what should we do when we have to describe a painting? First of all, exactly the things I have just said. So first, you have to include the title. The title of the painting is The Menin Road, and the date in which it was painted. Who painted it? Paul Nash. And where it is now, where it is kept. Could be in a museum, could be in a private collection. Many possibilities. Could be also placed in some building, for example, in a church or at the United Nations. Could be anything, but it's very important that you be specific. You tell exactly where it is kept, right? So another important thing that is usually overseen by people is to clearly state the dimensions of the works of art. For example, here you see a reproduction of the works of art, which is almost 30 centimeters per 25. In reality, this work is 185 centimeters high and more than 3 meters long. Hello, the cat has come. This is also very important to say, because the dimensions of a work of art give the general impact, the general impression on the viewer. So a work of art of this size makes an impact, makes less impact than this same thing that covers an entire wall. Okay, cat, there is a cat. Cat, come here. Show yourself. Show yourself. The cat is going to have a lesson in art. What else? Then you have to say what kind of work of art it is. It could be a painting with a cat, or it could be a sculpture. For example, I have here a wooden carved frog made of wood. You can make it sound. It's a wooden carving, is a wooden sculpture. Could be made of wood, or it could be made of clay. For example, I have this vase with hearts. This is made of clay, cooked and varnished. Good. Let's imagine then we have a painting. What kind of painting do we have? Is it a portrait? It means, is it a painting of a face of some particular character? Or is it a drawing just made with pencil? Or is it a landscape? For example, this is a landscape. It could also be a still life, means like basket full of fruit. That's still life. Then you have to say what material and techniques is the work of art made of. In this case, in the case of the Menin Road, it is an oil on canvas. Oil is a way of painting, and canvas is the material on which the painter paints. There are other possibilities, of course. A painting could be a watercolor, or it could be a drawing, or it could be, as I said, sculptures could be made of clay, could be made of faience, they could be made also by marble. Let's say that's an oil on canvas. Michelangelo's David is a marble sculpture. This is a wooden carvings. After talking about dimension, technique, author, and things like that, we could give a general description of what we see in the picture. For example, here we can say it is a landscape, a barren landscape, a desert landscape, a sad landscape. Always try to use adjectives when you describe things. Landscape doesn't say much. Sad landscape, deserted language, or it is an image of a wasteland, right? A barren land. There are trees, but there aren't any leaves on the trees. Then we can start speculating. Maybe there aren't any trees because it's winter, or maybe there aren't any trees because the bombing blew them out. Of course, the first thing you have to say is also that it is a war landscape. This is something that happened to a countryside after a battle, after a combat. In the middle of the picture, there are two soldiers. You'll see them better in the bigger picture. And these two soldiers seem to be going somewhere, but we don't know where because there is no clear road. Another thing we always have to say is to keep in mind the title of the painting. The title of the painting is The Menin Road. Can you immediately find a road here? No, you can't. Maybe this is the road, or maybe that's the road, but we are not sure. We are not sure. The general tone of the painting is to create confusion, anxiety. It's a painting that disorients the viewer. So here there are two soldiers, and there are two more soldiers here, very, very tiny. That's also very strange and particular because human beings usually are in the foreground. Here human beings are in the background. What's in the foreground then? There seems to be a pond. We understand this is water because the trunks reflect into the water. There seems to be bricks or debris of something that had exploded. And there are also things that we cannot really recognize, but the general idea is of disorder, mud, a very sad environment. One more thing that we can notice is that basically this painting is built through lines. There are the vertical lines of the trees, and there are some diagonal lines, for example, the shadows of the trees. And that's something very peculiar, because look, here the shadow moves diagonally, while here the trunk reflects in the water perfectly. We only have a small part of blue sky. There are white clouds, but most of all there are black and dark gray clouds. But the most striking elements are these whitish or bluish diagonal beams. It has been said these are the lights of an airplane, or maybe they remind us of the lights of the sun in an environment where sun is completely absent. After saying that, after saying what is in the middle, in the foreground, in the background, and always giving your opinion about it, giving adjectives for what you say, you can also speculate, make hypotheses about what this can mean. What was the purpose of the painter in painting this kind of landscape? Right. For the moment, what you can add in your description of this particular painting is some background. When was it painted? Who was Paul Nash? What kind of reception did the painting have? Where is it kept now? Where is it kept now? Is it popular? It isn't, because this of course is not just a painting we use because we love the history of art. This is a painting that I expressly chose to make connections with World War I and with our movie 1917. If you look back at the frames I sent you, but now I'm going to put them again in the video, there are some similarities, most of all about the using of these basic structures in the painting. The vertical lines, the diagonal lines, the crossing, the shadows, the pond in the front. Try to find similarities and differences with the frames I sent you, and see you soon for another lesson. So that's how you should describe a painting, right? Any questions? Write me if you have. Bye, see you.